Hi, I'm Selah Victor, and you're watching Selah V with Selah V. Today's guest is one of my favorite instructors at Equinox and on DailyBurn.com. She is amazing, and I leave her classes very, very sore every Saturday. Please welcome my friend Anja Garcia.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and you know, I forgot to mention in my intro, Anja is also a pediatric nurse at the ICU at UCLA and a fitness instructor. So how do you manage to balance all of this? It's amazing.
I do call myself Superwoman.
Yes,
I can't
you
help
are.
it.
It's true though, you are. It's incredible.
I've been an athlete my whole life. I was a gymnast at UC Berkeley through college, and I had an injury, and I kind of got into fitness kind of as a byproduct of that. And it like kind of saved my life. I lost a lot of weight after having an injury, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yes.
I just have always had a passion for health, as well as in the hospital, but it's just a different thing, being preventative medicine.
Yes.
So
saving lives from every angle,
yeah,
literally.
and I work with kids, which is very emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm an emotional person, and that's totally fine, but everybody has to have their outlet. And so I try to teach my nurse friends to have their own outlet, and fitness for me is mine.
Awesome.
So
yeah, and you are so passionate in your classes. I mean, she will get you going. Even on your worst day, you will do more squat jumps than you thought you would do. So how do you keep that energy up? Do you work out in every class that you teach, or how do you?
I try to, because I am busy, and I need to get my workout in too.
Yeah.
And it is first and foremost about my students, so I try to make it about them. But I also tend to feel like they feel drive from me. So when I work out with them, I see them pushing harder, and I want them to get the best workout that they can and leave there feeling, like you said, sweaty but accomplished. Like for me, fitness is something, if you don't like my classes, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I want people to find something that they are passionate about too. But they'll keep coming back and back, and that's how we fight obesity and all these problems that we're having. It doesn't have to be dreary. I hate the machines. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I don't do them. I don't like them.
Everybody to each their own. And that's why I love your classes too, because there's so much variety. You are how do you come up with so many different?
Some ADD in there. I don't know. I get bored myself. I take classes. It's my thing that I tell other instructors, take class. It'll keep you fresh. It'll teach you things that either you do not like, or things you're like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna steal it.
Yeah, I did.
Make it your own.
I might have stolen a move from you once or twice.
Okay, I like it.
I call it my Anja move.
But that's how we get better, and we learn from each other. We're professionals. That's how we up our game every single time. So I just like to switch it up, because if I'm bored, I know that people are bored, and then they won't come back.
Definitely. Yeah, and it keeps it fun every single time. Even though I really have a hard time sitting after, like for 4 days.
But then you remember me.
Yeah.
You're like,
Anja's always in my brain. Yeah. It's so true. Now, and have you incorporated the same types of classes onto DailyBurn.com that you teach?
Yeah, so DailyBurn.com, we stream online videos, so we're kind of taking away from, the DVDs that you have to lug around, and taking the excuses out of everything. So if you're traveling especially, there's no excuses. You can work out anytime. Yeah. But I am the high intensity girl. That's what I do. I do a lot of interval trainings. One of my programs on there that I'm really proud of is called Inferno,
which I have tried.
Yeah, so it's a 21-day challenge, and it's like an integration of metabolic conditioning and Tabata and things like that. There's rest and recovery that's kind of combined into the workout. But what's great about it is that we program it out for you, so that you don't have to guess. Like that workout, we're going to burn total body, or this workout we're going to focus on strength.
Yes.
So yeah, it's really exciting.
It's so great. You could put it on your iPad. I was in a play recently, and I put Anja's workouts from Daily Burn on my iPad, streamed it or whatever, had it backstage, and I was doing squat, because I had an hour break. Yeah, exactly. I had my earphones in.
And what's cool is I have a new program coming out that we kind of went off on the Inferno brand and added heart rate monitoring. So it's called Inferno HR.
Okay.
And it's coming out in the springtime, so I'm so excited about it. But what's really cool about it is people always ask me, well, how do I know I'm working that hard?
Yeah.
If I'm on the elliptical and it tells me, falsely, by the way.
Right.
That you're burning 1 million calories. It's false. But it tells you your heart rate, and it has the calories or how many steps you've climbed. And so it's kind of cool for people when they can see things.
Yes.
And it takes the guesswork out. So we took the guesswork out, and I coach you based on heart rate zones.
And do you wear like a heart rate monitor?
Yeah, so what's super cool is that you have the heart rate monitor, and on the screen, your numbers populate with the people in the video. So it's kind of like a video game, which is really awesome.
That's so cool. So it
keeps you honest
with the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, it is like a little competition too. I really get competitive, so I would love that. I think that'd be cool.
And it's fun even for like beginners or new people, you know, it's not a beginner workout. There's a true beginner series, which Justin Rubin that's his program. And you guys might talk to him later.
On the show, yes.
So that's for beginner people. And that's what I love is that it's not, you know, secluding just fit people or people that have worked out. There's something for everybody, so you can find your kind of tune and what you like.
And do you find when you're teaching live that you really notice the different levels and try to like give somebody something for an option for everyone kind of thing? Is that a challenge sometimes?
My goal is that anybody that comes into my classroom, whether it's their first time or they're an Olympic athlete, which we've had, you know, NFL players, all kinds of things. But every single one of those persons or people should get the best workout possible, and it should feel like I'm talking straight to them. So it is my goal to give a modification for whatever level that you're at, so that you can modify it for you. Because after all, and the thing about group fitness that I love is that you might be at a different level, you might have had way more experience or no experience at all, but you come in with one goal, the same goal, and that's to get stronger, to get better.
Absolutely.
Even if you are winning the Olympics, they go back and train again.
Oh yeah, and you need to see progress every week to keep going and to feel motivated.
But that's what I love too, because it becomes this kind of family atmosphere where you know, you never thought that you could do something, and you see that person next to you, and they're like, oh, she's doing one more, I can do one more too.
I can do it, yes, absolutely.
And you're struggling together. I mean, it's not easy.
No, our classes are not easy. And do you do mostly your classes then? Do you get your workout in, or do you do other things to stay in shape?
I do other things. Well, I try. Yes. For instance, like when I cycle, it's easier for me to teach class and do class at the same time because you're on the bike riding with them. Stay on the bike, when I teach like in the main studio, things like Viper and things like that, there's a lot more coaching involved, so I'm not doing as much of the workout, so I have to do my own. So I do my daily burn workouts because I'm constantly testing things that I'm putting into like, you know, into video. But I like to run the stairs.
At Santa Monica?
Yes.
I do too.
I like to run all kinds of stairs. In college, we had to run the stadium stairs.
Those are so hard. Have you done the UCLA ones?
I do
you still feel it probably from college.
I love it. I'm like, I kind of have this ADD personality where like, I don't like running on the flat. I'm weird.
No.
I like hills or something that will make me kind of like
change up
on the diet a little bit. I like things like that. I like jump rope. I like boxing. I love kickboxing. So anything that makes it fun for me, because I'm just like you. I mean, I feel like people look up to people like us who are in the fitness business, which sometimes is hard for me because I feel like they don't want to listen because they think like, you have no idea.
But it's just as hard for us.
I've been there. I've lost 20 pounds. I've been there where I'm like, I can't. It's never gonna work for me.
And we still have to stay in shape because we're the fitness example. You know,
it's hard.
It's really hard.
It's even harder.
Higher standard here.
It's true.
Absolutely. Now, what do you do for your diet to stay, especially when you're shooting daily burn? Do you go the extra mile and cut carbs, or what do you do?
And then I think this is where the nurse in me comes from, but I am a big fan of moderation. And the reason I say this is because any diet that you do, you could do Atkins, you can do Nutrisystem, you can do any of those diets, and they'll all work. And I like them because they give people structure, and it's the hardest thing, right? People don't have structure, and so they're eating all the time and they don't know what to do. I get that. And so those programs are great for people who are new to fitness and they're trying to get healthy because it simply plots it out for you.
Exactly. Gives a plan, which is the most important part.
I don't like extreme diets because I don't think that they're reasonable. And for me, that's my problem, is like moderation. I'm like, oh my God, if I tell myself I cannot have sweets, which I am the queen of sweets. I love them. I don't want to live without them. I need to have them. And so I have to find a diet where I eat mostly, obviously, I eat mostly clean, but like whole grains. I have to eat bread. By the way, your brain only works on carbohydrates, so it needs to function. I need to save lives, so we have to think. So I really like to teach people how to eat well, but make that something that's livable, because you should be happy.
Sustainable.
You shouldn't feel like you can't go out because you can't have a glass of wine.
Exactly.
But you do have to, you know,
you have to limit
not
it.
drink 10 glasses of wine.
Exactly.
And you can't have dessert every night, sadly. But you know, you can treat yourself a few times a week, and you can eat really well without it tasting like cardboard. I think that's a misconception.
Learning recipes.
We have to learn spices.
Exactly.
And learning recipes. There's tons of great websites and things.
Yes, I want to healthify a recipe for you, by the way.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your favorite, like, when you do go out of that moderation zone, what is your favorite treat to have?
So I love anything sweet. I tell you, sinful, chocolate, peanut butter, anything that's a combination of the two.
Okay.
Brownies, cookies, cakes, you tell me.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick something to healthify for Anja.
Okay.
And tell us also where we can follow you to find out more about Daily Burn and all the other things that you're doing.
So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Anja Garcia, and it's ANJA.
Yes.
Or my Facebook page is Anja Garcia Fitness Trainer. And then you can see me on dailyburned.com, and you can check out my workouts with Inferno, and we've got a cardio sculpt series that's kind of a mix of cardio and
I love it. Well, I will be following you on Daily Burn and at Viper Class at Equinox.
Oh, yeah.
Every Saturday and the others. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and please be sure to follow Anja and find her celebrity playlist at emPOWERme.tv/Selah V and follow her on Twitter and Facebook. And thank you for joining us. I'm Selah, and you're watching Selah V with Selah V.